Hi, this is Dan from Hidden Objects in NASA Images for May 9th, 2014. Today we have something that's pretty obvious in front of everybody. This is Sol 0453ML, and I will put the item catalog number in the show. Today we have a dragon. As you can see, this is part of some kind of artwork. And I wanted to show you in real color. Let's try to do auto color. That'll bring out some of the images, auto contrast, and auto tone. Now as you can see, it's got eyes, got a nose, and a mouth. Curious. These are obviously relics or artifacts from some past civilization. There's even a mask in the background. Let's go ahead and try to see if we can zoom in on that mask. I forgot where it is. Anyway, here's the dragon. As you can see, it's clearly got an eye. Natural rocks don't have eyes. And it's got a mouth. So I'm assuming this at one time was some kind of a sculpture or maybe just some natural thing, but I don't think NASA will admit to it. In fact, they don't admit to anything. In fact, they don't even say anything. So it's the funny part. This obviously looks like a dragon. It's got an eye, a nose, and a mouth. You be the judge. I present the evidence so you can judge for yourself. It looks like a skull in the background, but let's take a closer look, shall we? Too pixelated. It's definitely something. So, does that look like a skull with teeth on it? Maybe. There's all kinds of things in the background. If this ain't from Mars, then I don't know. I don't see any Mars people today. This is an image, like I said, Sol 0453. And this is not one of their exciting pictures with little guys hanging on. Here's a dog, what looks like a dog. It's got an eye and a mouth. Like I said, these things could just have been some sculpture that was destroyed, but it certainly looks like a dragon to me. There's not too much interesting in this picture, except maybe these look like another head of something. Let's take a closer look. I don't want to get it too close because it gets pixelated. Looks definitely like it's got a mouth, an eye. So I assume these things are just relics. And I don't see Mike, the smiling little alien. I do not see him in these pictures, but that definitely looks like some kind of a skull, if you ask me. It's hard to tell because it's too far away, and it gets pixelated, so I thought I would share this bit of news today. I'll be right back with another picture. And I found another object. This is in Sol 0571MR. Do you notice the picture? Something wrong here? How about this little guy right here? Oh, let's stabilize that. That doesn't look right. A rock on top of another rock, especially if it's leaning towards the bottom here. This guy right here is probably not a rock. That's my assessment. Let's lasso it with lassoing that guy right there. Now, how does another rock get on top of another rock? Usually, if they fall from the sky, they end up like other rocks here. You don't see any other rock that has another rock on top of it, maybe. But anyway, that's my little curiosity here. I don't think he's a rock. Let's undo it. And let's try to get in there without overexposing it. Now, obviously it looks like he's got an eye, a mouth. Maybe that's a frog, Mars' first frog. It's hard to say for sure. That's the trouble with these pictures, is that they get pixelated the more you zoom in on them. And this looks kind of creepy. A bunch of skulls. Let's see for sure. If you go too far in, yeah, that's what it looks like. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe. What about this object over here? Let's zoom in a little bit. That has two things on top of it. It's obviously some kind of a box, maybe a computer part, maybe something other than a rock. A rock doesn't have things protruding out of it, and two holes, one there and one over here, or a series of holes. I'm telling you, there's something on Mars that doesn't add up. All these things can't be rocks. Maybe the rocks are alive. It is technically possible that rocks. There was one scientist who said maybe it's something we wouldn't recognize as living, which means it's probably some kind of form of life. And like the little man I showed you not too while back in another video, the little guy chasing the rover. Maybe, you know, mud or rocks can come alive on Mars. It sounds ridiculous, but it is possible. I leave that up to the viewer, but definitely this is not a rock. As you can see, it has two things protruding out of it, and it's definitely not, I don't know. And what about this? I just noticed it. This little thing here, is that a rock, or is it some kind of form of life, a snake? Of course, the more you zoom in, the more pixelated it becomes. Is that some kind of life form? What kind of rocks have like tentacles hanging out of it? Anyway, I'm letting you decide what you want to decide. You be the judge. Anyway, the video was about this little guy right here. Is that a space frog? Mars' first frog discovered? I kind of doubt if it's rocks. As you can see, most of the rocks, even if a rock did fall from the sky, most of them wouldn't lay like that because it would just fall right off. I'm believing we're seeing Mars life forms in different shapes and different forms. Like this guy over here, is that truly a rock with all the little holes in it? This thing, I don't know what that is, and this little tentacle thing, I don't know. You be the judge. I'm not really a scientist, I'm an amateur, but still, let's fix that. You tell me what these things are. Is that a rock or is that a frog? And about this thing. Is that some kind of space creature with tentacles? Or is that wood? And this little object here has little things hanging out of it. It's got holes on it. It's like I said, you do those puzzles to find the hidden objects. Well, these definitely show you other than rocks. I don't think every single thing in this picture is a rock. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but you be the judge. I mean, certainly NASA's not, well, they're not sharing. Even if they did see something crawling on Mars, they're not going to share it with us. Anyway, that's Dan. Thank you for watching my video. Hidden Objects in NASA Images for May 9th, 2014. I will provide you two links to the two images if they're still up there. Remember, NASA may have already gotten rid of the images. Oh, there's another thing up here. That looks like a fish with fins on it. You be the judge on these things. Thank you very much for watching my video.